Well, it's time to start with the track replacement on my old Dozer. The chains are completely worn out. This side's worse than the right side for some reason. Pads are worn down pretty good. Sprockets are chipping. As you can see, they're getting pretty sharp. There's a lot of metal flowing too. Some of them teeth have some big chips missing out of them. And my track pin tried to come out the other day. It's sticking out a good bit. And you can see where the track tried to separate. It's come completely out on this side. I jacked it up to take pressure off of it so I can pop it the rest of the way out. Also, it's hard to see, but there you go. The chains are hollow, and a lot of them's got holes worn in them like that right there. These on up through here don't yet, but that one and 5 more on down through here, they've got big holes in them. And hard to see, but the tips of them sprockets are digging into them and making them worse. That's probably why that pin come out, because that sprocket's getting in there and rolling that pin around. It's just time to replace it. I got new sprockets already and front idlers. I ordered them last winter, ITR aftermarket from John Deere. It was $2,300. The tracks I haven't ordered yet, but them are $5,000. I'm going to order them next week, but I want to go ahead and start on this, get a little bit of a head start. As you can see how worn down them pads are here, but this side they're not as bad. They've got more on them, and this sprocket's in better shape, but still worn down. These chains are in better shape too, but it still needs to be replaced. So now that I got this jacked up with a 20-ton jack, I just jacked it up enough to take pressure off of that. I'm gonna start beating that track pin through. That track pin's definitely got some wear on it where it stuck out. This is the outside and that's the inside. It's not really bent. Pretty straight. It's got some wear in there. But we'll get a new one of them with a new set of tracks. That'd come off pretty easy. And yeah, that's pretty worn. They're pretty shot. This thing's gonna track so much better and push much better with a new set of pads, rollers, everything. Hopefully it'll be a lot quieter. This thing was noisy and popping. That's gonna be nice. see, my roller here is worn out pretty good too. Must have locked up at one time, froze. This side's got a lot more metal on it than this side. I'd say it froze up or something, drug a lot, but hard to tell. Made a little bit of a boo-boo. I didn't pay attention when the track fell. It broke that off and almost broke my grease cert off. It is broke, but oh well. My mistake. New set of tracks comes with new of them anyway, and track adjuster seals. But big hole here, 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 and an even bigger one here. Yeah, this set of tracks have seen max life. I'm going to work on taking that sprocket off. Then this front idler, go get my new ones and might slip them on. Wait for the new set of tracks. Beautiful. Oops. That was a tough one. Look at the differences in the teeth on the sprockets. This is ITR aftermarket from the John Deere dealership, made out of Chinesium steel. They don't make nothing in the United States anymore. Even John Deere is not made in the United States, it's made in China. And it was a lot more expensive to have John Deere, but you can tell there's quite a bit of difference. A lot of wear. Getting close to where it's starting to jump some teeth. Brand new. Can't remember how much the sprockets were each. Come over here with this front idler. There's a lot of wear right here. This side's a lot thicker. Idler on the other side's got two big chunks missing out of it. I hear you can weld them up and grind them down, but I'd just rather buy new. And here's the new idler. So it's hollow, of course. I think it's filled with fluid. That's the same way all the new modern John Deere dozers are made. These old 450s didn't have that. So that'd be something different. As long as it works, I don't care. Bound to be a lot better than it was. Beautiful. Oops, wrong way. Not gonna make it. Let's try something here. Worked out much better than moving it. Good. Seated flat against it. That's what I want. Thank God for a Milwaukee impact. That's the main reason I bought it for, was to replace this undercarriage on this Dozer. With the rapid charger, the biggest impact they had, 3/4 inch drive, I just put an adapter on it, a 5.0 and a 6.0 lithium ion battery was $620. That's money well spent. So when you're breaking loose rusted bolts, it really helps. Babies get stuck. And I've already taken the bolts loose on that side. Now I'm going to take this plate off. Oops. Stuck now. Yeah, we'll take care of that. There's some new scrap metal. Yeah, there's my new idler in place. I'm done for today. Of course, I don't have the tracks yet. Like I said, I got to order them yet, but I'll probably do that next week. Well, tomorrow's Monday. I just wanted to get a head start. I work 6 days a week right now, so I don't have much time. But I just wanted to see how they fit. Every once in a while I run into problems with aftermarket parts. Not on this Dozer yet, but my old Army trucks and Jeeps, sometimes they don't always fit right. I just wanted to make sure it was going to work. So far it looks like it's going to work. And bolts are the same size. I'm going to buy new bolts. Of course, I need a new track adjuster seal. I've replaced that once when I knocked this track off after I first got this Dozer in 2020. That was a nightmare. I was in a ditch and it just popped right off. I put a new track adjuster seal in it, but I'm going to put another new one on it since I'm already got it all apart. Even though that one probably still good, but I'm just going to put another new one on it. And of course I'll have to take this off up in my shed and weld a nut on there and back that out and twist that out. That was my stupid fault for not paying attention when I was rolling the track off, but it ain't nothing major. I got some more of them grease certs. It takes a special grease cert for that. So far it's looking pretty good. And I'm going to do one side at a time. Do one side at a time, that way, no, I don't screw up. But I got to take the final drive off this side anyway. As you can see, I might be able to see it, it's leaking. Well, the final drive itself isn't leaking. It's leaking up in here. You see that's all wet. That's all high guard John Deere transmission fluid, which is over $101 a bucket. That seal in the transmission is leaking. So I'm going to take that off and put a new seal in it, or gasket, because I don't want to continue to leak out transmission fluid. That ain't good anyway, and two, it's real expensive. So I gotta do that. But that's all for today. Hopefully next day I'm doing this, I got the tracks ordered, laying out here in the yard, so I can just lay them out that way and roll right up on them. See you next time. Alright, here it is, October 1st. I ordered my tracks from John Deere several days ago. They're 10 days out, so sometime into next week they'll probably be in. It's ITR aftermarket, same as the sprockets and front idlers. Sealed and lubed salt tracks. They was $1,876 a side, so times 2, plus $300 or $400 for freight. Hopefully I'll be able to pick them up next week. Might have to pay somebody to do it, but I was going to wait and do one side at a time, but that final drive right there needs to come off. It's got a leak. I haven't decided if I really want to take it off yet or not, but I might as well fix that leak. The master link or master pin in that track's right there. It's welded up. Somebody welded it up. I'm just going to cut the tracks in two with this torch. They got a little bit of life left in them, but not much. The pads are probably still good. Maybe somebody wanted them, but I'm just going to cut the track in two with a torch, get it over with. I got new ones anyway, so we'll go ahead and fire it up and cut a pad off and start slicing. Nice. Now I'll just slice right down through there. These chains are pretty worn on this side too. Not as bad as the other, but still close. Yeah, I'll just simple cut right on down through there and it's busted loose. Alright, same as the other side. I got it jacked up enough, that way this will spin around. So I can start it up and spin it around to get these last bolts out. Got a brand new 20-ton jack underneath it. Let's see how well this comes off. Might be a little bit tougher. Might have to put a little bit of heat on them. Like that. Ooh. Wow. Yeah, I broke that one. I had to make a stop to Riley's and get another 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch adapter. I broke that one. They didn't have a 3/4 inch drive, 1.1/8 socket, so I got another one. And I put a little heat on the back of that instead, so we're gonna try it again. Looky there. Little heat does wonders. much better. I replaced that roller about a year ago or so. That's aftermarket ITR roller, 250 bucks. John Deere wanted 500 for theirs. I'll inspect all of them down through there. So I'll leave that sprocket off until I take this off. Final drive. I haven't really looked in to see what it takes to taking it off yet. The thing looks really heavy, so I'll just work on taking the front idler off. Get that track down off of there first. Alright, I got that track flipped off. That wasn't too bad. I'm gonna take this off. This probably could be welded up and reused, same as the other side, but I'll probably sell them for scrap, maybe, unless somebody wants it. But here's the two big chips missing out of it. That was causing lots of problems right there. I think that's the only one. Yeah, it's got metal flowing all the way around it, flowing pretty good, so both sides. So it's well broken in. I'll get to work on taking it off. A little bit of dirt back there. Them's got to be replaced. Yeah, him's well rounded out. They're pretty rusted. Not in too good a shape, really. I'm gonna replace them, so I'll take the torch and just cut them right off. Alrighty. Boy, that's bent. I'm gonna put new track adjuster seals in it anyway, so that's why I took that off also. Go over there at the barn and get the other front idler and stick it on there. Doesn't look too bad in there. Lots of work. So I decided against taking this final drive off for now. There's certain things I gotta do to pull this off. I did zip out a bolt or two to see if they'd come out easy, and they do. But I guess I gotta take this off. Start the dozer up. I guess turn it until I could see a set screw or something in there. I think so. I was looking in the book. Take it out, put like a longer bolt in, hold the drum for the steering clutches and stuff in. That way when I pull it off, that and the shaft, I guess the shaft, it doesn't pull all the guts of that out. But I'm not really too sure yet, and I haven't looked into it too much, so I'm just gonna wait and do that this winter in the barn when I got a lot more time and I'm under a roof. And yeah, we'll just make that another project one day. But I'll go ahead and put the sprockets on the tracks, and I'll just do that in the barn this winter. It'd be better to do it now, but I don't have too much time right now. I work 6 days a week, so I do this on my only day off, and maybe in the evenings when I'm home from work. But went ahead and put that front idler in. Of course, I'm not gonna bolt it in yet until I put a new seal there and I get new bolts. These bolts here, some of them's pretty shot. Some of them around in here's rusted pretty bad. They just break off. So new bolts, new seals. Track shouldn't be too hard to put on, but we'll work on putting this sprocket on. Shoot it with some PB Blaster. Took that jack out of there. I might take it back on up. Alright, it's jacked back up. Let's try that again. There we go. Lined up. Good. Seated against it flat all the way around. Start it up, turn it over. Jack wasn't up quite high enough, but new sprocket's got a lot more teeth on them, that's for sure. Alright, well, that's all for today. Come back another day and hopefully we'll have the tracks and just put them on. Adjuster seals, some grease zerks, and hopefully that'll be it for a while. See yous another day. Well, here it is, October 23rd. 22 days after my last video. I got the chains underneath the dozer sealed and lubed. Those was about 3,500 bucks. Busted tracks loose, laid them out, drove right over them. The old tracks, I had to put pressure on the ground with the blade to get the sprockets to touch the new chains to back up over them. But I got them right. They're labeled. You can't see that, but that says LH for left hand. Pads are facing the right way, same as the old tracks. And this one's marked right hand. I thought these was on backwards because you can see the pins. But I got the research on a John Deere group that they said one set of tracks will have the plugs. You'll see them on the outside and the other side will show the pins. So it said it doesn't matter as long as the pads are the way they're supposed to be, like the old ones. They're both facing the right way. But anyway, I'm ready to bolt them up. Put a new track adjusting seal in it. This is the old one. Really wasn't nothing wrong with the old one, but since I got it all apart, I went ahead and put a new one in it. And a new seal for here. And I took my grease zert off the other side for now and put on here. I accidentally broke the last one and broke that. I had to weld on a washer and nut for that, and it spins out. It'll work for now. But anyway, we're gonna work on slipping this back on. hopefully I put grease all around it so it'd work or slip on better. Make sure there ain't nothing in it. I got a little piece of dirt in there. Now it's clean. Nice. Take that out. If that'll work. Might have to take that grease cert out too to let some of that pressure out. I got new bolts for this. Bunch of new bolts. It might fit up a little bit different, this new stuff, so it's probably going to be more back here. It should be. My last ones was way out here. The chains were so worn. My last set of chains was sealed and lubed too, but they was just so worn out. That's what I went with again, was the sealed and lubed ones. They're more expensive, but they last a lot longer. So we'll go ahead and get this slipped on where it should be. Then I'll get this up on the rail and we'll be right back. Alright, I got new bolts in all around. 4 new bolts holding that in, 8 holding this in, 2 or 4 over here, 4 over there. I got put the shim plates back in. I'm not sure what the gap is supposed to be there, but I might have to buy some more of them. Got new bolts in back there. Now we're ready for the hard part, is hooking this chain up. But this is a new style chain, which is really nice. I think they're called gator teeth. This section and that section just sits on top of each other, and when you bolt the pads on, the 4 bolts hold that together. Way better than knocking the pin through like that one right there. I like them better. That's what they put on all the new John Deere dozers. I'm not sure about anything else. But I got this pushed back some. You can see the grease squirted out. It should go back even more, because that's all the way to the end. These new chains, it should be back farther since they're new. I might have to start the dozer up, put a block of wood in between here, the idler and the blade, and cock it this way to push it back, because it's kind of hard to push back by hand. So I'm going to start it up and run this chain around that sprocket. There's a little bit of slack in it there. Pull it up tighter, and hopefully I can get the 2 pieces to come together. We'll see how that works. You talk about a headache. I got my track finally bolted together. I couldn't take these bolts, impact them all the way in, because they'll bottom out. You can see right there, that bolt is just about as long as that. Of course, the thickness of the pad helps. I don't have the pads yet. I was going to put my old one on, but the bolt holes are different size. But I just got them on there enough to hold it from coming apart. And I had to stretch this chain and pull it with this tractor and strap. That helped. Then I had to take a 4x4, put it here in between here and that blade, and cock the blade to push this back. It went back really far, and I got a heck of a pile of grease here. Big blob of it, and there's a lot of it down in there. I couldn't believe how much grease was in there. So I have to screw that fitting back in, and I'm not going to pump it up until I start putting the pads on. But it's a pretty big job. Bolt the pads on won't be too bad. there. It's around the sprocket real good. Made a mess, but that's about it for now. I mean, of course I got the other side to do, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll get them pads in hopefully this week. And 280 bolts, 280 nuts. That's minus the 8 that come with this chain for where it splices together. Got my new bolts in all around here. New grade 8 bolts, not cheap, the good ones. But all together so far, I've got every bit of $9,000 in this undercarriage, and it's not all new. The bottom rollers, see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each side. One over there is a year old, but 10 bottom rollers and 2 top ones. So if I got them, it'd been over $10,000 for this undercarriage. A lot of money. More than the daggone Dozer's worth, but oh well. It's the price you gotta pay to keep things nice. Well, next video, part of the video will be me putting the pads on. I didn't video that put the chain on that much because it was a headache and a lot of getting on and off the tractor and all that. And the video is already going to be long. But we'll see you another day. We'll be putting the pads on next. Boy, I want you all to look at that. New pads and track bolts and nuts come in yesterday. I just put 20 on, I believe it was. That's going to be time consuming. Nice looking pads. I might come back in a couple hours and put the rest on. Let this thing cool down. I really gave it to Ooga Doogas. Beautiful looking. Come with nice big square nuts. Good beefy bolts. Pads look beautiful. Them's really going to grab. There's a lot of, a lot of metal there, a lot of grouser bar. Here's an old one. This is one from the right side, and the old tracks on the right side had a lot more life left in them than the left side. So, but it wasn't that much different. I don't know if you can tell or not, probably hard to tell, but it's only about a 1/2 inch difference. These pads can still be used, but I just decided to go all new. There's definitely a lot on there. Them's gonna last me a long time. Looks real pretty, nice and black. They come in a skid. Here's a skid. That's a heavy skid too. Talk about a load on this tractor. Painted black. Boxes of bolts. 280 bolts. 280 nuts. All come from Korea. Yep, Korea. It's a 9/16 by 18 bolt. Pretty tough too. I haven't even touched the other side yet. There's the new chain. I'm going to do one side at a time. I haven't even put the idler on, bolted it on, or anything yet. I had to run to the hardware store today and get some new grade 8 bolts for that side. I'll probably do that side tomorrow. Probably won't video it because it's just the same thing as this side. It's too time consuming, and video's already going to be a long one. That, and I've been on this over a month. What days I could work on it, I worked today, but got home early. But that's pretty much it. Next video will probably be at running, dozing. If I get this one out before then. But, thanks for watching. See you later.